We are at the Smart Screen with veterinarian Dr. Craig Pryor, who has a forecast for us today, a forecast that is especially important for pet owners. We're talking about canine disease trends for the summer ahead. We're going to talk about two tick-borne and mosquito-borne illnesses. If you will, talk about this first graphic here.
Right. So, you hear about the CDC saying there's been this increase in vector-borne diseases in humans from ticks, mosquitoes, and fleas. Well, we see the same thing in animals as well. We have vector-borne diseases in animals as well. So the big ones we see, tick-borne diseases. So everyone hears about Lyme, which tends to be more northeastern disease. In the southeast, we have Ehrlichia. We also have Anaplasma, but Ehrlichia is the really big one. Ehrlichia affects humans as well, but it affects dogs, and it's very devastating. And this is a prevalence map of what we have seen over the last 5 years in dogs. And so this is the red is where the prevalence is. We're right in the middle of Ehrlichia country. And the Companion Animal Parasite Council, which I'm the current president of, does forecasting. So our forecast is like a hurricane forecast. We're looking at what is the prevalence going to be over the next year. Our forecasts are 94 to 98% accurate. Year after year after year, and this is what we're expecting for this year. We're seeing the spread of Ehrlichia. Ticks are spreading. So deer, white-tailed deer are spreading. The mice and everything that the ticks live off is spreading as well. And because of that, we're seeing Ehrlichia spread, and it's just spreading throughout the southeast. So if you're not doing tick control on your pet, you need to be talking to your veterinarian how best to protect your pet. Protecting your pet also protects your family, because your family can be at risk as well. You get ticks on your kids, they can end up with one of these devastating diseases. All right,
so we're going to go from tick-borne to mosquito-borne illnesses.
Mosquito-borne heartworms. So everyone's familiar with heartworms. Heartworms affects dogs and cats. What most people don't recognize is heartworm is spread by the bite of a mosquito. A mosquito feeds on an infected dog or cat, comes along and feeds on your pet can actually contract it. So this is what the prevalence is we see of heartworms. So we're here in Tennessee, and we don't see as quite as high as down in the Mississippi Delta, but what we're seeing is that mosquitoes are spreading, and this is what the prevalence is going to be. This is what we're forecasting for this year. So if you don't have your dog and cat on year-round monthly heartworm prevention, your pet will be at risk. And if you're not doing year-round monthly tick prevention, your pet is at risk. Because remember, ticks don't feed 365 days of the year, but ticks are looking for a feed every month of the year.
And key thing there, it's not a summer deal, it's a year-round.
It's a year-round issue. Heartworm is a year-round issue. Tick-borne disease is a year-round issue. Lyme is slowly moving down from the northeast and the south. It's actually starting to move into Tennessee. So we need to be very aware of these. And they're spread by, all these diseases I'm talking about are spread by vectors. They're spread by ticks, mosquitoes, and fleas. So if you don't know if your pet is protected properly or not, you need to be talking to your regular veterinarian.
All right, so let's say that they didn't take proper precautions early on. What are some of the things that they should be looking for in their pets?
Depends which disease it is. How many hours do we have to talk about this stuff? So Ehrlichia, you tend to get fever, an unthrifty pet, sometimes joint pain. Lyme, you get joint pain, fever, things like that. Heartworm, you tend to get heart-lung problems. You get other issues with that as well. Cytoxinoosis affects cats. Tends to be hot spots here locally. We see fever in cats. It's actually reservoir is the bobcat. Remember, when tick-borne diseases, the reservoir hosts are deer, foxes, any type of mammal. Birds can be a reservoir. If there's reservoir hosts out there, which means that it's hard to get on top of these because you can't break the life cycle of ticks. You've just got to do tick control year-round and stop the ticks before they transmit the disease.
All right, and if you think there is an issue, get them to the vet early on.
Right, and make sure you talk to your veterinarian about what is the appropriate preventives to be using so that you can protect your pets, because if you protect your pets, you're protecting your family.
All right, great information, great forecast there for you. You can go to petsandparasites.org for more information.